What's up, everyone? Welcome to a new edition of Yo, It's the Kicks. So we back again with a dope episode. So I hope everyone is, having a great day right now, enjoying their day. So we back once again. I got a dope guest. Got my man Shun Gawd from Houston. This is second time appearing on the show. He actually just dropped a album just recently, Cones and Caffeine, which is really dope. Y'all gotta tap into that right now. Y'all gotta tap into that project. It's produced entirely from the legend, Knife Wonder. So dope project. So I'm just getting everything set up right now. Appreciate everyone, what I'm saying, tapping in. Watch the previous episode that I had with Vic Spencer, which was dope. Shout out to Vic, shout out to the whole Shot Town, man. So many dope artists in the shot right now. Shout out to Rufus Sims, man. Rufus Sims is one of those artists, man, that's really dope. He dropped the album, dropped the project, part of Little People, man, with Jay Hayes, Coke Raps 2. Dope project. Go check that out, man. So they actually some of my favorite rappers right now. I was telling Vic, like, between his album and Coke Raps 2, that's probably been some of my most played projects, I will say, man. Those definitely been heavy in the rotation. So dope music, a lot of dope music out right now. Bodie James just dropped a project with V-Don. Shout out to V-Don, shout out to Bodie. Bodie been dropping projects like crazy. I mean, he just on another run right now. I will say that. So shout out to Bodie James. Shout out to V Don, my man Willie the Kid dropped a project with the Real Bad Men just recently. Shout out to Willie. Also, he dropped a project with V Don as well. So a lot of dope music that's been out right now. A lot of dope music. Trying to think who else. We all know West Side Gun dropped 12, which was crazy. Shout out to ST Nat, Stove God. They all was snapping on that project. Another project dropped earlier this year. My man Rim and Eddie Kane. So they dropped the album as well earlier this year, which had guest appearances from Benny was on there. Man, so I love the rollout they did. The rollout was really dope. So a lot of dope music tapped in. A lot of people say, it's not really no good hip hop out there with substance and lyrics and stuff that remind us, the golden age and stuff of that nature, man. I'm like, y'all looking in the wrong areas. So it's a lot of dope independent acts out right now. A lot of just dope artists in general, like I mentioned. You gotta tap into those artists. So many dope artists that's out right now. I know Fly Anakin just dropped his EP Times, which was crazy. It's 2 tracks, but those tracks is a Fly Anakin did his thing on that project though. So a lot of good music, a lot of dope sneakers. Speaking of my man Vic once again, he actually brought out the brick by brick joints by Nigel Sylvester, which is in the running for sneaker of the year already. Love his rollout. Loved how he used hip hop as well, the culture, with Loaded Lux and Murder Moot. So really dope sneaker. I will say one thing about Nigel, he have great storytelling. He keeps doing that. He did that last year, and he's doing it again with this release. Another dope release that's going to drop on global release on April 11th is my man Jay Tips. Jay Tips been on the show multiple times. Congrats to him on all the success. Congrats to Saucony as well. He's actually dropping his sneaker, his 5th collaboration, if I'm not mistaken. I love you, but I'm busy. So if you're in the Nashville area, go to Fat Cows. Shout out to my man T. He actually going to have them in stock on the 11th. So you've been seeing me push that on my page as well. So shout out to my people at Fat Cows, the dope store in the Ville. So really excited for that release. I will say, the big brick by brick joint and the J Tip joint been my favorite joints of the year. Also, Joe Fresh Goods as well. He been doing his thing with a New Balance. I want to shout out Joe Fresh Good because he been on another level as well, from the Shy as well. So a lot of great releases from a lot of black artists, man, that's doing their thing. So I love seeing that, especially in the sneaker space right now. We need that. So we need more diversity, right? especially when it comes to those positions like the executive positions and stuff of that nature. So to see them, kind of taking control and doing it their own way is real dope. So I really enjoy that. So shout out to those three individuals. Besides those releases, you also had the Cool Grade Nines that dropped not too long ago. So a lot of different joints that's been dropping. New Balance has been dropping heavy heat. So yeah, it's a lot of dope joints going, dropping right now. Shout out to my people at Jaclar, Willie Esco. They've been dropping a lot of dope people. So heat as well. I know they got a collaboration with Dave East that's dropping later this year. So I actually put that on my page too, if I'm not mistaken, a couple of days ago. So shout out to my people at Jaclar. So yeah, so a lot of dope stuff, man, going on. Definitely put your comments down below. Put your comments down below if you have any questions for Shun Gawd. If you let me know what music you've been listening to. What sneakers you've been rocking. You feel me? So like I mentioned, it's gonna be another classic episode. It's gonna be dope. So excited to talk about this project. And also let me know who you want to have on the show next as well, too. So I'm back in the motion. I took a break, but I'm back now. So this is like episode, we in the 200s. I lost count actually. So it was like probably like 250 at this point. So at this point. So we're gonna have some dope, more dope episodes, more dope guests, highlighting the culture, highlighting hip hop, highlighting fashion, highlighting all of that, right? I think that's really important, especially when it comes to a lot of our artists right now that's keeping the culture alive. So like I mentioned earlier, so many dope music out. So, you know, it's gonna be even a lot of other great projects dropping too. Like I'm anticipating the Clips. That's a project I'm really anticipating. The Clips project, Rome Streets got a project dropping later with Conductor Williams. It's going to be on Mass Appeal, if I'm not mistaken. That Nas and Primo project. I just seen Mass Appeal mention they got 7 albums dropping this year from iconic artists. So I'm hoping, I would love to see another Ghost album. I would love to see Raekwon. I know Ma D's supposed to be dropping one on Mass Appeal, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm excited to see that lineup, right? I'm excited to see that lineup. But yeah, I'm really hype about the latest albums and stuff of that nature. So and also, yeah, I forgot. You know what? I want to highlight going back to my man Rufus Sims, the ill dirty Rufus Sims. Yo, I like how he put the cover art. You know what I'm saying? The cover art he put on that joint, man, like old dirty bastard. So definitely want to highlight that because that would drop actually, if I'm not mistaken, earlier this month. Was it earlier, Rufus? Correct me if I'm wrong. Ill dirty. So yeah, so definitely check that out. So I know I mentioned Coke Routes earlier because I still got that in my rotation. I got Coke Routes 2 still in my rotation. Magic Johnson. I mean, that's one of my favorite posse because I heard in recent years, man. So everyone snapped on that joint. Jugilla was on that, if I'm not mistaken. Vic, I Am God. I mean, yeah, man. It's just, yeah, it's a lot of dope music out. So definitely check those out. Run that up. Yeah. Besides that, I know when it comes to, I seen a T-shirt dropping. Max B. It was a topic of conversation on Twitter. About it's dropping with Supreme, right? And a lot of people gonna buy that T-shirt. Most of the people gonna buy that T-shirt for what I'm expecting, right? Don't even know who Max B is, right? Don't know about the wave. So tell me what you all think about that. I know people feeling like, hey, it's gonna be a lot of culture vultures on that tee, just like they did with Capone and Noriega T-shirt years back. So, I mean, when it comes to stuff like that, I do feel some type of way because I really feel like, I'm the type of person I want to preserve the culture. I want to make sure it's in good hands. But when money is involved, that's not always the case. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, so. you're gonna have it in hands where people don't really know about the story or the culture, or you got some kids, who just a fan of the brand like Supreme. They might not even know about Max B. When Max B was out doing his thing, they probably wasn't even born or was just young, so they didn't know, right? So the good thing I will say, I hope that when people do buy the T-shirt, the Max B joint, and they don't know about it, they could go back, on Google. That's what the internet is for. Listen to his, past interviews. Listen to his music. So Max B is one of my favorite artists. Love Max B. He's supposed to get out. I believe. I think is it later this year? I believe or next year, something like that. So legendary artist, influential artist, the wave. So yeah, I was seeing that online. Seeing that online, just see what's y'all thoughts, how y'all feel about it. But yeah, I want to shout out to my man Sean Paper Chaser Williams. Shout out to D Wells, OSD, sepsis at obsessive sneaker disorder. Almost got tongue twisted right there. So shout out to OSD. They got their platform up and running once again. They innovators, they're legends. So shout out to the big homies. They got episodes with Eastside Golf. That's the latest one. So that's really dope. Check that out. So much great content, so many great gems in that interview. Something that I always love about those guys, they just really, really, man, have a deep passion about the culture. Man, they be dropping gems on me. So much stuff they be, and just enhancing me when it comes to my skills, when it comes to just knowing about, the culture as a whole. So shout out to my guys. I always do want to give them a special shout out as well. So there's a couple cats I've been seeing doing their thing, as far as when it comes to, the platforms and sneaker shows, podcasts and stuff. Shout out to Sneak This. Sneak This been for quite some time. They are really dope, really dope. Um, you know, people, man, doing their thing in the game for quite some time. So shout out to Sneak This. Let me bring Shun Gawd on right now. All right, give me one moment.
Yo, what's the deal, man? What's good, bro?
Man, everything is good, bro, man. Appreciate you coming back on the platform, dog. Man,
Man, glad to
really
be on.
appreciate it, man. Every time we rock, man, it's always a dope outcome, dog.
For
So, man,
sure.
congratulations to all the success, man. How's everything going your way?
Man, everything's going good my way, bro.
Yeah.
Everything's going good, man. I ain't got too much to complain about, man. Just working, bro. Head down,
Yeah.
working, you know, trying to stay on it, keep a foot on the gas, man. That's all we trying to do, bro.
Yeah, man, because you definitely doing that, man. I'm definitely want to jump right in, man, and talk about your latest project, man, Cones and
Oh,
Caffeine,
man.
man. So I'm gonna talk about certain tracks as well, man, on the album. But man, you dropped that last year, at the
Hmm.
end of Q4, if I'm not mistaken. And
Hmm.
man, talk about just the theme behind the title and the inspiration behind the album, because it's entirely produced by the legendary Ninth Wonder. You rapping over classic Ninth Wonder production, man. What made you want to go that route?
Man, what made me want to go that route, which is uh I've always been like first getting into music, right? The boom bap sound is what like grad was what I grasped onto first. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I immediately was like, "Yo, this Mike Wonder is the goat." Like, who? You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, of course I knew who it
facts.
was, but of course I didn't at that point in time. I hadn't dove into like all of his
Mhm.
production. You know what I'm saying? So that's what really just made me want to go that route, and it was just the thing that was catching my ear. You know what I'm saying? That was the beast that was catching my ear. Those was the beast that was actually speaking to me at the time. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made me want to go that route. But the name and the theme and everything behind it really came from how I was cooking up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
I was cooking up the project. I would be getting up. I'm a morning guy, so I like to get up real early in the morning and start my creative work. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's music or anything like content creator wise. But I get up in the morning, Gotta have my joint. I gotta wake and bake. You know,
Yeah.
and I gotta have my coffee, man.
Gotta
I
have the
gotta have my
coffee.
coffee. So, and it's like that was just my formula for the morning time. Like I want to be high as hell, and I
Yep.
want that high, and I want to be up, and I want to be alert. So that's where the coffee came in.
I like that. I love that theme, man. I'm gonna talk about that later too, because you alluded to that on your album as well. I'm actually gonna talk about that particular track, man.
Yeah.
But same here. When it comes to Ninth Wonder, right? Like when I first heard it was off the listening, and my brother told me about it, and I was young at the time. And I was like, yo, this remind me of like Pete Rock and CL Smooth, the whole vibe he had with Little Brother. So
Yep.
hearing Ninth Wonder and us being from the South as well, it was like a different outlet that was going on at the time. I was like, okay, these guys have the same mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like the type of
Mhm.
music that we love. Okay, it is a path to make that type of music and still be from the South at that particular time because crunk
Yeah.
was dominating and stuff of that nature, right?
Mhm.
So ringtone rap was dominating during that time
Right.
period. So Ninth Wonder kind of, he made a pathway, man, and it kind of set the trend when you start seeing other artists that came from the South, right? Like yourself. You see
Mhm.
Sauce Walkers, you see the Propanes, you see the J. Coles from Carolina, what
Mhm.
I'm saying, the whole dream field. And I feel like Ninth Wonder and Little Brother just as a whole kind of helped set that trend, man. So
Yep.
once I seen that, man, I was like, yeah, I gotta hit play on that album, dog. So very dope project, man. I love that album, bro. It
Appreciate
resonate with me a lot, being a fly guy as well and still
it.
being, conscious and all that, whatever, be aware of your surroundings, right? And still have that boom bout sound. So I love that album first and foremost, bro. So congrats on that.
I
I want to
appreciate
talk about, right, one of my favorite tracks on the album. Mocha Frap, if I'm not mistaken, right? I hope I'm saying
it.
that right.
Yeah.
Right. And we talking about boom bout, man. And when I first heard this, I was like, man, I gotta ask Sean about this, man. You say this is my goodbye to boom bout. So is this your last album centered around like boom bout production? Is this it?
Man, that's funny because so many people be asking me that, man. I had so many people in my DM like, bro, this is your last boom
Yeah.
bap project. I was like, man, but at the time, and you want to know why, and I don't even be telling a lot of people this, but at the time when I wrote that project, because I have been holding on to this project for a little while,
Hmm.
right? So, but at the time when I wrote it, it was a time when I feel like now we at the time in music to where we kind of loop back around to the real shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That it was a certain point in
Hmm.
time to where the drill shit, you know what I'm saying? That's when the minute and a half to 2 minute songs,
Yep.
one verse to the one verse and half a hook came into play.
I agree.
That's when our attention span started to get shorter as fuck, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Way, way
real. That's real.
around the time when I actually wrote this project, I was even telling myself like, yo, maybe I need to try like a more of a polished sound.
Hmm.
So and when I originally wrote it, I was saying like, yeah, this is gonna be my last boom bap joint. But you know what I'm saying, that shit is so timeless. Like as you can see, like it's you know, like I said, I've been holding on to the project for a couple years, but when I release it, it sounds like something refreshing. It sounds like it's something new. So
Does.
it's so timeless to where it's like, I'm definitely getting back on the boom bap, man. I definitely gonna have to do because my second project was a boom bap joint. I got to do a part two to that one, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do a Cones and Caffeine part two too. You know what I'm saying? So it's not my last boom bap
That's your
project.
last one. All
It's
right.
not my last one. I gotta do a couple more, man, for
So
sure.
PSA, this is not the last one because I was wondering. I was like, man, this can't be the last one, dog. This can't be. Yo, Sean, this can't be the last one, dog. But you
Yeah.
know, even with this project, right?
Mhm.
It still have your sound to it, still have your original style to it. So you're not trying to sound like anyone else. So that's one thing I love about it because you got some cats that try to sound like this certain artist, even in the boom bap world, right? Like
Mhm.
we see it in other different subgenres in hip hop or whatever, right?
Mhm.
But with this, it still sound like Shun Gawd. That's what I love about the project, man. And it's one line that you mentioned on Mocha Frap, right? Is when I heard this, I was like, damn, man, this relates 100%. Right now, what's going on in the culture, man? You say you never take a handout and you never dime your men out.
Yes,
And what
sir.
we, I mean, we seen a lot of cats dime each other out
Yeah,
right
man.
now. You know, Rico
Crazy,
case
right?
every day. Like, hey, it's like a Rico case every week, man. Someone diming someone else out. You know, I
Fact,
mean,
it's getting crazy out here.
it's crazy, man. In this industry, like so many people do take a handout, right? Because you know, just to
Mm-hmm.
get to the next level. But it's like when you take that handout, and
Mm-hmm.
it's always something in return, right? So you
Frustrated.
and that could compromise your morals and values and stuff of that nature, man. Just speak
Mhm.
about that line in the song.
Oh man, I think the I think the handout part, um, and of course, people don't get places on their own. Like we all
Yeah,
know that. We all know
for
that. We all
sure.
know like you have to have helping hands. At a certain point in wherever whatever you're doing and whatever trajectory you're going on. I think the handout part is more so just a mindset thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? To where it's like, please do me a favor and don't do me no favors. Like I definitely, I love favors,
Yeah.
but it's just that's get putting me in the mindset is like, man, I'm gonna get this shit. No, I don't need nobody else. I'm gonna get it. If
Yep.
you want to help me, like of course I'm gonna take the help. But I think that's just a thing that'll put you in the mindset. The never dime your man's out. I mean, that's just I thought that was street code, but shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought so too.
As of recently, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, it's getting ugly out
It's
here, man.
getting wild. It's getting wild out here.
But I know me personally, I'm not finna do no dumb shit like some of the
Yeah,
stuff that they getting caught in Rico.
that
So
is
if
true.
me and my homies get caught up in some shit, then it's probably gonna be something that you know ain't gonna be no stupid shit. So
Yeah,
it ain't gonna
facts.
be no reason for me to dime him out. So I ain't never diming my man's out. You know what I'm
I hear
saying? At
that.
the end of the day, so
That's real. That's how I feel too, man. 'Cause a lot of them
Mhm.
going down over stupid stuff. I'm like the stuff I'm seeing. I'm like, yo, like really
Yeah,
though. Like,
yeah,
come on now. No,
yeah.
I love that live, man, and that song. My favorite song on the album is Espresso. Right,
Mm.
right when it comes on, I love how the beat builds up. Right, it builds up. And also, if I'm not mistaken, is that Yam G, the DJ who talking? Is that
Yep.
okay?
Mhm.
So when I heard him talking, it gave me that vintage feel, like when the Gangsta Grills, when DJ Drama, when the late great DJ K Slade or Clue, they talking over the song before the artist start spitting. So I
Mhm.
love that sound. I always been a fan of that when the DJ talk their shit before the record drop, man. Then when
Yeah.
you come in, you just start rapping for like 3 to 4 minutes straight, man. And it's a couple lines that I want to talk about, right? Want to quote. All right, you say, "Fuck labors in their back end. I make money from the back end unless you offer 7 figures." And I know it's been a topic of conversation, Sean. I don't know if you've seen this on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, but with Jermaine Dupri mentioned, the difference between, why wouldn't an artist sign with a major label instead of being independent? And that's been
Yeah.
going back and forth. That's been like the conversation, right? And you in that line, you basically like, hey, if I'm gonna sign, you need to pay me. You need to pay
Yeah.
me what I'm worth, right?
Hmm.
Um, so talk about just that whole line in general, man. And when it comes to, just being independent as well as an artist before and not just signing any type of deal, the labels throw at you.
Hmm. Man, what is like I said? I'm going back and fuck labels in their back end, make money off the back end. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, it. I mean, of course, it is. I ain't gonna say it started as a play on words, but because it's always all real shit. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
labels in their back end because, like you said,
Hmm.
when you take their handout. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's gonna compromise you coming down the future. So that's kind of where I'm coming at with the fuck labels in their back end, make money off the back end.
Back
You know what I'm
in.
saying?
Yep.
That's where a lot of artists be looking like, yo, where my royalties at? Like, where
That's
my, you know what I'm saying? Where my, okay, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you offer me less than 7, and that's kind of like a double, which is like you offer me less than 7 figures or even 7 mil. You know what I'm saying? Kiss my motherfucking ass, because
yeah.
at the end of the day, like, and I get where Jermaine coming from. I feel
Yeah, me
like
too.
I feel like it's just really depending on what you deem as success for
Agreed.
yourself and where you would want to go. You know what I'm saying? Who would you want to who how would you want to see your career going? You know what I'm saying? Me personally, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell people all the time, if I had to choose an artist to where I see my career being, it'd be Currency. You know
Yep.
what
I
I'm saying?
love
Yeah,
Spitter.
it'll be Spitter. So it's like
Yeah.
I ain't really worried about no major. I know I can get on. I know I can do some shit with a major, and I know I
Mhm.
can make major music. You know what I'm saying? But it's just
Yep.
like that ain't really what I want to do. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like at this point in time, it's like this is my creative space. Yes, I would like to be creative in doing what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I much so, and I just had this conversation with one of my homies. Like and we was talking about like the Kendrick and Drake thing, and it's just like
Yep.
which one do you deem is? I was telling him like which one do you deem is a better way to do it? You know what I'm saying? You doing it
Mm.
Drake way, which is like the labels, the blueprint way, which
Yep.
is try you do a different styles, you do music for a diverse group of people, and you tap into different markets, and you do these different features, and you make these hot hits, radio singles that can get
Mhm.
spins on the radio in the club. Or is it more impressive to say, fuck that blueprint? I'm gonna
Yep.
give you Good Kid, and I'm gonna give you To Pimp a Butterfly, and I'm gonna give you all. I'm gonna do this is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? If you find a radio hit in it, cool. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But I think that way is more impressive. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, it's just like that's where I would see myself going. So
That's a good conversation right there.
yeah.
God, like for real, like H, you might have released that conversation between. I never heard like really that discourse between Kendrick and Drake. Like usually when those artists are talked about, they talk about the back and forth, right? The tracks, and talk
Mm-hmm.
about the streams, talk about but
Mm-hmm.
those two ways, when you think about it, man, it's both impressive, but looking at it from Kendrick perspective, right? Because he's not really going in and looking for, hey, I got to make this track for this particular demographic, for this
Mm-hmm.
particular group of people. He's just dropping what feels in his heart,
Yep.
really. You know what I'm saying? I'm dropping this for really what I feel for the
Mhm.
culture, and it's taking off. Like
Yep.
that's not even his intentions,
Exactly.
right? And that's really impressive.
That's
That's different level of success. Kind of remind me of like Nas and Jay in a way, right?
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a good conversation. But I love that line that you mentioned, and I remember seeing Ransom responding back to Jermaine Dupri. He was like, being independent, you get your masters, right? Your publishing, your royalties. You'll be able to kind of dictate of when you want to drop, right? If I
Mm-hmm.
want to drop a project like Bodie James every week or every month, I could do that being independent. You can't do that being on the major, right? You kind of
Yep.
got to submit your music in to the A&Rs, to the executives, right? So they could basically approve it. You know what I'm saying? They might not approve a track with a Mad Lib. They might not even approve a track with a Night Wonder. We might have to get someone else with a 808 baseline or whatever. So you're doing something that you really like. Dang, I really don't want to do, but I have
Yeah.
to do, right?
Exactly.
Because I'm signed to this contract, so I'm obligated. So being independent, you're not really obligated. You kind of move within your own pace, man. So
Mm-hmm.
I understand both sides. What Jermaine was saying, I could see both perspectives as well.
Yep.
But I definitely love that conversation. People, talking about that, breaking it down. Like for example, I see 2 Chainz. He independent now. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Yep.
So, and now you see him kind of releasing the music he really want to release right now. The project
Mm-hmm.
he did with Larry June
Hard.
and Alchemist, which is great. Life is Beautiful was a dope project.
Man.
So
Just jamming
man,
earlier, bro.
yeah, bro, for real, smooth album, bro. I
Yeah.
love that album, dog. So shout out to those guys as well, man. I'm gonna talk about the title track, Cones and Caffeine. I'm gonna talk about a line, man, that you mentioned. You said this. It's one thing that we must stay together. You got to understand we love us. They gave us shovels to knock us down. Some levels, oh yeah, that's strange. But my niggas, you need to wake up and open your eyes up. Recognize these lies, bruh. These cones got me spitting truth through these lines, and caffeine just keeps me wired through this high. So when you mentioned that cones and caffeine, right? What was the inspiration? That's what I kind of got from that
Yep.
on that track as well, man. And
Yep.
when you mention those lines, man, it's basically saying like, hey, we gotta stay together, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
strength in numbers, right? It's power in numbers. Kind of remind me of the Willie Lynch law. And they kind of using that again right now,
Yep.
right?
They
For
don't
real.
know
Trying
about
they don't know about it. He's trying to divide us up for real, man. So
it.
um man, that was powerful, man. Speak about that song and just those lines in that song, man.
Man, and like I said, when I wrote a lot of this music, it was I want to say it was around the time of one of the shootings. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Of a black person being shot.
yeah,
So I'm like, yo, that's where the inspiration come from. I'm like, yo, we must stay together. You got to understand, we lovers. They
yeah.
put us against each other, divide and conquer. You know what I'm saying? Handed us shovels, trying to knock us down some level. It's like, and I say it all the time. It's just like, yo, we know, and I say this, and I be being like super harsh, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, as humans, I'd be like, yo, we kind of stupid, bro, because we know what divide and conquer is.
Yep.
We know how much things like how important music is and how detrimental it could be, but yet we just allow it to be manipulated to harm
Yep.
us. We
Yep.
allow the divide and conquer to, like, y'all really choosing a side. So you really dividing yourselves, and you're gonna let them just look at us and just conquer and just so that's like me when I'm, because I look at a lot of different history and a lot of different like spiritual stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm looking at it, I'm just like, yo, it's like when I'm seeing the play, like it's like I'm and people will say I'm a conspiracy theorist or something. I'm like, bro, I see what they're doing. Y'all don't see it, but I see it. And
Agreed.
then to me, I'm like, y'all, we just letting it happen.
Letting it
Like
happen.
you really letting your daughter listen to Sexy Red.
Yeah, for
You know
real, real
what I'm saying? Like
like
you really, like you think about it, like you really
you.
let, like I understand you may think that it's some dope music.
Yep.
We know how important music is, and we know how much it affects just
That's
us.
real.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
Real.
we literally allowing the shit to happen just because you want to, you know what I'm saying? And then you letting your daughter, your young daughter hear this BS, and then she growing up and she, you know what I'm saying? Or you letting your son listen to, you really letting your son listen to
Yep.
this bullshit,
That's
like this
real. That's
BS shit.
real, man.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we allowing it to happen. So that's where I'm like, well, we got to stay together. They gave us shovels, handed us shovels, trying to knock
Mhm.
us down some levels. That's strange, but my niggas, y'all need to wake up, open your
You know,
eyes
wake
up,
up. That's
recognize these lies, bruh. You know what I'm
because the
saying?
puppet masters they pulling strings in the background. They
Come on,
definitely
man.
they really are, and that's so true about the music right now because like growing up, right, I was young and I used to hear my brother play, he was playing Nas Illmatic. I was like 4 or 5 years old
Mhm.
hearing that, right? And hearing Mob Deep, hearing Only Built for Cuban Links, right? Then hearing UGK, hearing 8 Ball MJG, right? And
Mhm.
those different vibes helped shape me, you know what I'm saying? Even
Yep.
learning about the spiritual aspect, like 5 percenters. That was through Wu Tang. That was through Nas. That was through
Mhm.
AZ. Learning about Marcus Garvey. They was dropping in gems that you could hear. Yeah, it was still street, but they deliver in a particular way where it's like, okay, I'm feeling enlightened about by this. You know what I'm saying? Or I want to get fly listening to this. You know what I'm saying? Had real dope vibes to it, and I think it was like more. It was way more of a balance back then, right? But now and that's true because I know if I listen to a certain particular artist, I feel like, dang, I'm getting out of my way. Like I feel like, I want to get in the club and start really kind of like, acting
Mhm.
up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
and those vibes, it get to you, right? It
Yep.
get to you. It's like once you hear it and you start believing it, and you want to
Mhm.
act upon it. It's like, hold on, this ain't me. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So that's real though. That's real. Like those particular vibes, man. And the labels know what they doing when they signing particular artists.
Like, come on, man. Like, I be asking my, like, I
Yeah.
I question everything now. So I'd be like, yo,
Me too.
like, like, why is this person famous? I'm looking
Exactly.
at it and I'm just like, the music is not really that good. The
Yeah.
look of it is not really like where it is. Like, who, you know what I'm saying? Like, who decided that this person should be famous?
That's real.
And
That's
why?
real.
Now you gotta
And
ask
why?
yourself why. You know what I'm saying? It's way more talented people out here. Who decided that
Way
this
more.
person should be famous? Because people act like y'all don't know what marketing is, or y'all don't know
Yes.
what paying for ads and stuff is. Like, shit don't just go viral. people make things go
Go
viral.
viral. That's real
Ask
talk.
yourself, why did they make this go viral? Like people don't be, you know what I'm saying? Like people don't think, they don't think critically. You know what I'm saying?
Critically, they don't understand that. Like it's just not gonna just take off just overnight. Yeah, they probably get a buzz, but when it comes to when it becomes mainstream, it's someone pushing that button to
Yep.
get mainstream, right?
Yep.
I agree with that 100%, man. Want to talk about another dope track, man. I hope I'm saying this right. Sean, correct me if I'm wrong. Caramel macchiato, right? Is it
Yeah.
macchiato? All right, I
Caramel
just want to make sure. To
macchiato.
always be getting that wrong, so I'll be feeling like Nori when I be trying to pronounce that. So, all right. So, man, I love this track too, man, because you talk about a lot of dope stuff in this, man. You talk about how men are taught to suppress their emotions as well, right?
Mhm.
You talk about how, we love women, right? But at the same time, we kind of throw them down, right? We talk about, hey, it's money over women, but we need them at the end of the day, right? We need that companionship at the same time. So
Yep.
you mentioned that, man. Some of the lines as well, man. You say like we chase the cash, but we always need a woman by her by her stand, and we can't live without one, and we came
Mhm.
from one, right?
Mhm.
So talk about just that track, man. Those lines in there.
Man, it's really just that's really just me speaking from the heart, man. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And me really trying to make a, sometimes I challenge myself and I try to make like songs for like women, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But still within my lane, you know what I'm
yep,
saying? I feel like that's a perfect one right there. But man, it's really just that balance, man. We all, you know what I'm saying, deal with who we deal with. And when you dealing with women, it's like it's a crazy balance that has to take place. uh
has
Certain times we, as men, we have to
yep.
suppress our emotions sometimes. And it's like it's not even really just a bad thing. This just is how we get through life
Just,
at the end of the day, because we got to keep pushing forward at the end of the day. So,
yep,
and it's just like, that tug and pull of just having a companion. You know what I'm
that's
saying? I
real.
was in I was in a 8-year relationship. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I know the full ins and outs
Yep,
of everything, the good, the bad, the living together, the not living together,
yep.
man, everything. So it's like that's really where a lot of those tracks come from. It's just my own personal experiences and me just critically analyzing the situation and just like, damn, like, we can't live without, and it becomes a stretch. Keep up, put our pride aside.
Yep.
It sound familiar. This story probably yours, probably mine. It's
It's
like
real.
I know everybody done been through this shit. Like
Everybody been through it.
everything
Everyone
is the
been
same. You know what I'm
it's the
saying?
same, dog.
That's another reason why I'd be like, yo, we ain't figured. I'd be like, remember I said I'd be saying humans is kind of dumb. I'd be like, yo, we ain't figured relationships out yet.
Yeah.
Like we really
Yeah.
haven't figured this out yet. Like that's crazy to me. Like we have
Yep.
not figured out
Figure
how to successfully, at a high success rate, stay together.
I agree, bro. And you know what? You know
That's
what,
crazy
Sean?
to me.
Like when I heard that track, right, I had to hit the rewind button, man, and listen to it, right. And I was listening to it and kept listening to it, man. It made me think about just a conversation that been going back and forth. Like I feel like the past 2 years or so, man, online with black men versus black women, about black men that protecting black women and black
Yeah,
women that being there for black men, like vice versa, right?
no
And it's
man,
like it's ridiculous, like you mentioned, man. Like you
bro.
don't see the end game. What they trying to do is like
It's
we
nuggets.
compatible, you know what I'm saying, for each other. We always held each other down, you know what I'm saying, going back to the slavery days, whatever, right? Like
Hmm.
since its beginning, is nobody who's gonna be able to understand a black man like a black woman, and
Hmm.
vice versa as well. So
Hmm.
I just thought about that. I thought about that discourse, man. And
Yeah.
also just going back to the relationship aspect, man, because we are taught to suppress those emotions, man. You know what I'm saying? Like my
Hmm.
pops internalized his emotions. That's just how they grew up back then. So it's tough, man. It's tough. Then when you do let those emotions out, you don't want to feel vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? You don't want
Yeah,
that person to use it against you.
exactly.
So
And it happens. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So it's
it
like
happens.
that's that balance that I was talking about. But my bad.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, man, that's real though. That balance. So when I heard it, I was like, "Damn, that's real." Like if someone haven't went through that, they know someone that went through that, went through that, man. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to my homie about that, man, a couple of days ago. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of try to create that balance. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, right now I don't really want to be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? But I still want that companionship. But I'm trying to focus on myself right now, right, to get to the next level. But you know, they keep coming. They keep coming. They know what I'm trying to do, but it's like then in the end, someone might get hurt because it's like I already set those expectations. What I'm trying, you know, I ain't trying to be in that relationship like that. So, man, I love that track, and that's something that you always do on each project. It's like you have those songs, you know, when it comes to relationships, right? Because everyone went through it. You know, when cats want to try to act hard, but it's like, yo, the hardest cats, they turn to, they get weak when it comes to their women, like for real.
Hey, for
The
real,
hardest gangsters. They
real
scared.
talk.
They scared to tell the truth to their chick. You know what I'm saying?
That feminine energy is powerful, man.
Bro, it's
They don't
powerful,
realize
dog.
how powerful that feminine energy is, man.
Yeah.
It's a direct neutralizer
Yeah.
of
Man,
masculine energy. Who was the one person that can calm down the Hulk?
you right. His girl.
The
His
shorty.
girl. Yeah, the shorty,
So
yeah.
it's like,
The only
man,
one.
the power is within the feminine
Man,
power. The
it
energy is
is.
crazy. It's a neutralizer, man. I'm
Yo,
telling you.
you're right, Sean. I seen a couple cats crashed out over that.
Hey,
Dog.
your shorty will make you crash out
You
for real.
crash out. That's one thing. Shorty will make you crash out, man. So I love that son, dog.
So,
And something I want to talk about, man, is your brand, dog. Something that I always just loved about your brand is how you continuously promote it, right? We see certain artists when they drop an album, they make one post. They sometimes don't even make a video about it. But with Cones and Caffeine, you still been promoting this project, man, continuously since it dropped months ago. And you've been
yep.
dropping videos, you've been dropping reels, been doing interviews and stuff like that, man. That's really dope, man. Because I remember hearing something from Tyler the Creator. He was like, how y'all don't promote your albums? Like, why y'all don't promote? He's like, I've been promoting my album for a year straight. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm like, I don't understand that neither, man. But that's something that I like about your brand. It's like you dropped that one project. Let me continue to build on that one project and keep promoting it because you'll start seeing other people, you know, find out about this project. Like, dang, is this new? Nah, it dropped a couple months ago. For real? Okay, I need to check this out.
Yep.
So talk about just that mindset, man, when it comes to you, like continuously promoting your brand and promoting your music.
Man, it's really appreciate that, by the way,
Yeah.
man. But, man, it really just come from really just finding new ways to try to get the music out there, man. And I remember that Tyler the Creator clip that was running around, and that really inspired me. You know what I'm saying? Just like the same way you said, like we still promoting Cones and Caffeine, like we gonna run back, and we have ran back songs from project number 2. You know what I'm saying? Songs from We'll Rap for a Way Out of Here, songs from Rain Man in the Glove, because with me and my team it's all really just a creative process. So my creative director may be listening to my project that we dropped in 2021 and like, yo, we gonna repurpose this. You know what I'm saying? Or I may be listening to it like, yo, let's repurpose this. Or in the meantime, in between time, we gonna repurpose everything. Like you may see us do a whole nother run of reels and shorts for Cones and Caffeine 3 years from now. Just because it's old to me, but it's new to we gain followers. We still, you know what I'm saying? We still pushing, we interviews. This may get posted, somebody may see it, may want to check it out. You know what I'm saying? So it was just keeping it going, keeping it pushing, repurposing content. What's old to me is new to a whole group of other people. You know what I'm saying? And then finding avenues to promote that music. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
real.
So the day is, yeah, we can post. We could just post the cover art, but now we're gonna post the cover art. Then we're gonna do a short reel for it, and then I'm gonna probably, I got a bunch of brand deals. I may need to do a Get Ready With Me. What song needs to go behind that Get Ready With Me? My song. I may post a picture. We can post music behind the pictures. We're gonna post my music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's really just them, like, and this is why I tell people, like, when they ask why did I get into the fashion and stuff, is it was a seamless branch to the tree. It's all hip
Mm-hmm.
hop. All of this is the umbrella of hip hop. So at the end of the day, if I'm under the umbrella of hip hop, the streetwear fashion is hip hop. The
It's hip
music
hop.
that I make is hip hop. So I'm pretty sure the same people that like my music is going to like my fits. I'm pretty sure the same
Yup.
people that like my music are in the J's. I'm
I
pretty
love
sure, you
that.
know what I'm saying? So it's like it's
Yeah.
all the same demographic
All
of
the
people.
same.
You know what I'm saying? So when I'm putting that song behind, you know what I'm saying, my Get Ready With Me's, it's all reaching the same niche crowd of people. It's all the same
Mm.
thing. It's hip hop. So that's really how I looked at it. And then when it come to, us creating the content, me and my squad, me and my team, I got a creative director, I got a videographer and a photographer, and you know what I'm saying, and it's really just us, and we just cook up ideas, bro, and we just bring them from our mind to life. That's what we got
Yeah.
to do. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna keep it going.
Man, I think that's really like, bro, like, and when you think about it, like that seems simple, right? But so
Mhm,
many people they don't do it. They don't follow that blueprint, man. And I think like that helped establish your grassroots
mhm.
imprint. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
seeing that is motivation to me. I'm like, damn, I need to start dropping more content myself. Man. You know what I'm saying? So I like that, man, because you not only just an artist, but you a creator now. You a
Mhm,
creator, a content creator as well. So, and like
mhm,
you mentioned, that helps when it comes to those promotion deals. And that's something that I want to transition and talk about far as with those promotion deals that you have and sponsorships, man, because we seeing right now when it comes to the artists and these different brands, collaborations is very important. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
Because you get the best of both worlds. You're able to attract their fans, but they also able to attract your fans as well, and you all meet in the middle.
mhm,
So that helps so much. We seeing that right now, man. That's the big thing. Collaborations, I love that as well. So you
mhm,
have deals with Puma, Hat Club, Stock X, Fashion Nova Men, just to name a few of them, man. So talk about just what make you want to partner up with a particular deal, and how can you get those deals as well,
mhm.
for an artist like yourself.
Yeah, man. What really make me want to partner with them is, and where it originally came from was me just wanting to be independent. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And it's like, okay, if I'm gonna be independent and I really want to do this, what do labels do for their artists? You know what I'm saying? You gotta
Good
start asking.
point.
They get a lot of it's a lot of artists that say, "Oh, we don't make that much money off our music. We really make our
Yep.
music money off our
Sure
endorsement."
do.
Okay, so I know that I'm marketable. I know that I'm
Yep.
marketable to this crowd of people. You know what I'm saying? Which is what caused me to get into the streetwear. So it's like if I'm marketable to these crowd of people, then I would like to work with these specific, these type
Hmm.
of brands, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So it was really just me proving to myself that I'm marketable when I was kind of in a sense trying to get more of like a deal or whatnot, you know what
Hmm.
I'm saying, with a record label, was trying to prove to other people that I was marketable, like, yo, I'm getting my own deals. Like
Hmm.
stuff that you trying to get for the artist that you're working with is I'm just getting them myself off
So,
of just,
yep.
share just me posting pictures and stuff like that. So that's really what would make me want to work with them because it just legitimizes the brand. You
Yeah,
know
it
what I'm saying?
does.
At the end of the day. And then at the end of the day, that is one of the things that causes this flow of content to keep going.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because okay, and this is why I got into streetwear because of when I'm laying
Hmm.
dormant with the music, I can't just not do anything. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
true.
So now that I'm working with these brands, oh, Hat Club just sent me 3, 4 hats. We
Yep.
got content to get. We got music to put behind the content. You know what I'm saying? Fashion Nova just sent me a pack. We got Get Ready With Me's to do. We got music to
Hmm.
go behind those Get Ready With Me's that we can promote all of it at once to that crowd of people that all falls under hip hop at the
It
end of the
all falls under hip hop. That's so
day.
real. And
Yeah.
one thing I love about that, because you attract a new fan base as well by doing those videos as well. Like
Mhm,
when it comes to those content creator videos. So that puts you in a whole different lane as a whole. So
mhm.
then they'll be able to discover the music through that.
Yep.
So that's what's really dope. And also what you've been doing far as the merch, right? You dropped the most high tees last year, and I love the inspiration behind that, Sean. It's like it was like the stained glass joint. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I love that, bro. Man, talk about that joint, man, because I love how it was. design like the longer tail in the back, you know what I'm saying? Like the long tees. I
Mm-hmm.
like that look, you know what I'm saying? And it's still fly, man. So talk about the inspiration, what made you want to, create that merch line, those t-shirts.
Yeah, man. The inspiration behind the merch, man, it's my team, man.
Yeah.
My creative director. We just once we start bouncing ideas, or sometimes I'll throw something out there. Like I can't remember exactly how I went with the teas, but we'll just get to the point to where we bouncing ideas and we always come up with something dope. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and we knew it's just like, yo, that was another seamless branch to the tree. Like, okay, you are a streetwear influencer. You're putting on other people's clothes and helping them sell it.
Yep.
Why not do it with your own clothes? You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So the ultimate goal is to have a whole brand, fashion, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Fashion streetwear brand. But it's just like, okay, well, this is the first step. You know what I'm saying? So that was
Mm-hmm.
just a seamless branch to the tree that, okay, I knew that we had to have, as especially as an artist too. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some kind of merch. But I don't want the merch to just always be tailored to a project all the time. It could just be tailored to the brand Shun
Yep.
Gawd as a whole, which would then go into the actual streetwear brand that we're eventually going to create. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So that was the thought process behind it. And the design, man, my creative director, Cajun, murdered it.
Yeah, he
Knocked
killed
it
it.
out the
He
park.
killed it.
Once we bounce ideas back and forth, he'll come up with something final. You know what I'm saying? I'll maybe critique it. I don't like
Mm.
this. We could do this here, do this there. He'll be like, nah, I think we should do this, do that there. Boom, final product. That's usually how
He
it happens.
killed it. He killed it with that design. One thing I loved about that too was like, usually whenever you see merch from artists, they'll just drop, the album cover on a t-shirt,
Yep.
right? And that's it. But it was much more than that. Like you had like the art, like the stained glass inspiration, the
Mm-hmm.
color of the t-shirt, you know what I'm saying? Like how it was designed, like really like streetwear.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really took time behind that design. So that what made it really dope. And I love that about that t-shirt. It wasn't just like my album cover on it or just a saying or something, but nah, it looked like something you will see at a runway show. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
bro.
Like it took time behind it, like the quality of it, man. So I love that aspect, like you mentioned, man, just building your brand as well. So that's really dope. So
Appreciate you, man.
so Sean, man, I want to mention like what's some of the latest sneakers that you've been copping, man. I know before you got on, I was talking about the brick by brick joints.
Yep.
Jay Tibbs dropping his joint with Saucony
Mhm.
this
It's
week.
killing it, man.
Yeah, so he killing it. He killing it, man.
Killing it.
So shout out to Jay Tibbs,
Yeah.
man. He been doing his thing. Jordan still dropping dope stuff, man.
Of course.
As we could see.
Of course, man. I'm a Jordan guy, dog.
Yeah, so Jordan
Man,
is going crazy.
man, Tips going crazy. They doing the fool actually,
They really
and
are,
I
man.
say that we are living through the best era of retro J's
I agree.
right
I
now.
agree.
And I'm
Right
in,
now.
and I'm more so speaking about the OGs, me personally, because I'm like, man, I love the fact that, and I've always been a sneaker nerd, so
Mm-hmm.
when I be talking to my homies about it, they be like, bro, I don't really care about that shit. Like, I'm like, bro, I want mines as close to the OG as possible. I remember in high school, I was telling people, yo, I'm really mad because these Fire Red Fives, they don't have the 23 like Jordan had his
Yep.
23 side. And I'm so glad that we are finally getting a retro that's close to the OG. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
that's real. That's fact.
So glad we are getting the slanted toe boxes back with the
Oh,
threes and the
you right. The
fours.
four, yeah, the fours.
Bro, like,
I
oh
agree.
my god. And I'm a nerd like that, so I pay attention to those little, you know what I'm saying, details in the style and the shape of the shoe. But man, I copped the Nigel Force. Shout out to StockX. My plug is
Yo,
StockX.
yes, that's a hell of a pickup right there. That's
Yeah,
a
man, we got
yeah.
some crazy content on the way
Yeah,
too.
you gotta drop that with the
Yeah,
because I know you got the bike. You got the bike as well. I know I seen that in one of your videos.
right, man. Yes, sir. We got
Yeah.
some crazy content coming, man.
So that goes right along with it. That goes right along with it.
Man, I got that mug at the perfect time, bro. Perfect time, man. Because
Perfect.
I've always been into BMX. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like when as a kid, I used to ride BMX and I used to skateboard too. So I, I always this is like my dream bike, man. I I used to play with a little miniature bike that I got right here, and
Yeah,
I used to build that bike on a miniature bike when I was younger. So when I got time to build my own dream bike, I'm like, I have to build that bike right there.
to build that
You know what I'm
one.
saying? But it went perfect with the nodules. But yeah, I done got the nodule fours. Of course, I had to get the reimagined fives. Had to
Yeah,
get those.
reimagine
I just
five.
copped those. And I said I want to get my foam game right, but I just copped those black and lime green Volt foams. Them it's crazy in
I feel
person.
like phones is having a resurgence now. I feel like that, right? I know with the
Man,
Galaxy phones and stuff of that
yep,
nature, man. They've been dropping like a lot of heat with phones. Even
mhm,
they did for DC, um,
yep,
with Wale and stuff like that. He was actually in the trailer. Those is crazy as well. So
mhm,
phones been dropping some heat. I mean,
yep,
some heat.
yep.
So yeah, the phone game is crazy.
And I'm waiting on them UNC Pro Phone Posit Pros. I think they said
Yes.
they're supposed to be dropping
It,
later this year,
later
either
this
next year.
year. Later this
I
year.
need them. I need them. I need the
Yes.
pearls.
The
I
pearls.
need them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, man. I'm what else I didn't cop? I didn't cop a few, man. I didn't. I'll be grabbing so much, bro. To be honest
Yeah.
with you, I didn't grab. I'm pretty much finna have all of the Adidas. I've been trying to grab all the Adidas Fear God basketball ones since
Yo.
on those.
I've
I
been seeing,
love
I've been
those,
seeing, I've been
man.
seeing in some of your videos you been rocking them, man. And my brother, we was going back and forth about this because he was like, man, the Fear of God basketball joints might be his favorite Fear of God release, even over the Nike ones. He was just talking about just from a design standpoint, how they feel. He was like, bruh, like these is amazing. He been going crazy with those joints too, man. I know I seen the ones they was doing, he did for Miami, I believe, which was crazy.
Mhm.
But nah, that whole, I think that was a really underrated sneaker, in my opinion. I feel like it did get praise, but I feel like it should have got more praise because that sneaker is crazy, dog. Like that's a fly sneaker you could wear on and off the court.
Yep, crazy, man. And I think I'm gonna have to agree with your homie. Like
Yeah,
that was tough for me because I remember when the Nike Fear guys
Nike.
dropped. I was like, I that was the first time I felt like I needed a
Yeah,
shoe in a long
yeah,
time. I'm like, when I seen Jerry Lorenzo post those on the sideline at the Laker game, I'm like, yo, what are
yes.
those?
What are
Then I
those?
seen there was a Nike check on them. I'm like, yo, those Nikes, what the
Yes.
that just blew my mind. And then when I got the Adidas, I'm like, okay, I think the look of the Nike ones is better to me.
Yeah.
But if I'm talking about the entire sneaker, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm probably gonna take the Adidas just
The
because
Adidas.
the Nike ones are the Adidas are just as comfortable, but they're more convenient. The Nike
Yeah,
ones are
I
so
like that.
tough to put on, put off.
Yes.
Saying if it's hot outside, then you might be your feet might be sweating if you got the light bones on. You know what I'm saying? It's just like yeah, bro, the Adidas ones are aesthetically. I love the Nike ones, but the Adidas ones are more convenient to me,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are. I agree. I agree with that 100%. They are very convenient. And you know, with Adidas, just that technology that's going to come with it too, that comfort level
yeah,
with those Adidas
yep.
joints to go along with that. The ones
Mhm.
been going crazy. The band ones, that's one of my
Oh
top
yeah,
releases. Just a classic silhouette, classic colorway. Um,
yeah.
dope. I say an underrated sneaker in my opinion so far is the Lucky Shorts threes, the white and blue joints. I think
Man,
those is
hey,
like my top, like most just underrated sneakers so far. Like that's a dope sneaker, especially for right now for this
yeah,
season.
it is.
So
It
um
is. I
those
mess
joints is crazy too.
Yeah, I mess with the Lucky Short threes. The only reason that I may not grab those,
Yeah,
and I was about to grab them, but I'm like, yo, I always wanted the UNC threes that dropped
that's
maybe like
true.
4
That's
years ago.
true.
Like it's
That's
still
true.
and the Lucky Shorts. I forgot about this was a women's shoe, and I don't even know why I'm talking about this because I wear a 12, 13. So
Yeah,
unless it's extended sizes, I can't mess with the women's shoes. But I
that's
don't know
true.
if you remember the Harbor Blue threes from back in the
Yeah,
day.
I
The
do. The
women
Harbor Blue threes was crazy
it
too.
kind of reminded me of them a little bit, but I like the Lucky Short threes because
Yeah.
I love UNC colorways. You know what I'm
Me
saying?
too. I love UNC colorways as well. You can't go wrong with the UNC colorway. So,
Mhm.
staying on the top of the sneakers, man. I want to talk about this track, you dropped, man, called Nikes on My Feet, man. I mean, you went crazy in the video. Video is dope. I love the visuals, dog. And the lines you were saying, bro, brought me back to a time, you know what I'm saying? Sneaker Saturdays and stuff like that, man. When I
Yeah,
was standing in lines, bro. You said a couple of lines from there, man. One of the lines you say, pick up still like celebrations, been celebrating like when I put the red and white 13s to the fucking pavement.
mm,
That was 97, 98. So that's one of the lines, man, I want to talk
yeah.
about because the 13s. All right, Sean. Me growing up in Middle Tennessee, right, in the area Columbia, Tennessee, when the 13s drop,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, crazy. It doesn't matter what color, but the white and red ones
Yep.
did numbers down here. The Flint Grays did numbers down here. That was one Jordan that was going to sell out
Mm-hmm.
every time it released down in this small market, man, where I was staying at. So,
Mm-hmm.
man, talk about that sneaker, man. The 13s, dog.
Man, that was my introduction to sneakers right there. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That I can remember. Of course, I had baby pictures with J's on and stuff like that too. But the sneaker that I can remember getting, it was 97, 98. I remember my pops coming to where I went to preschool at. And he
Mm.
brought the sneakers up there for me to try on. It was the white and red 13s.
So
You know
you
what I'm
just flex.
saying?
You flex in front of everyone at the
Man,
school.
hey, he didn't let me keep him on, you know what I'm saying? But for some reason, I don't know if he was just by my daycare or something at that point. I don't even remember exactly what happened, but I remember like trying them on, and I'm like, yo, I love this
Yeah.
shoe. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think my older brother had a pair. I remember wearing them to Disney on Ice and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So that was like anytime I talk about my introduction to sneakers, man, I gotta talk about the 13s and it gotta be the white and red ones. Even though those not my favorite 13s, but you know what I'm saying? That's the shoe that really introduced
That
me
started
to
it.
to the game for sure, man.
Yeah, and something you mentioned your pops as well in that song, man. Like how he kept you laced. When you said another line, man, he was like, "My pops kept me laced. He always knew I would be a great in the Aqua Eights."
Mm-hmm.
I really felt that line, man, because my pops kept me laced too. Like he
Yeah.
kept me laced, man, when I was growing up, man. Like if I wanted that sneaker, okay, yeah, I got you. So he wanted me to stay fresh like that, man. So talk about that line as well, man, because the Aqua Eights.
Yeah.
Crazy. Aqua
Man,
8.
hey, that was my pops was the start of it all, man. Like he was the start of it with the 13s, but then once I really, really, really started collecting, which was around my I really, really started collecting probably seventh, eighth grade. That's when I kind of figured out like, oh, I'm 11 and a half. I'm like, yeah, my dad pretty tall. I know I'm gonna probably continue
Mhm.
to grow. I started getting my shoes in the 13. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
12, 13. And I'm like, yo, I'm finna keep. I remember specifically getting cool grade threes in the 12, 13, the black and baby blue Carolina 14s in the 12. Cause I'm like, yo, I think I'm in probably eighth grade at the time. I'm like, I'm gonna grow into them. But
Yeah.
once I got to high school, this was really the killer. This was the play. I'm from Memphis originally.
Okay.
In Memphis, there's a Nike employee store.
True.
40% off authentic shoes coming from Nike. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same. And during this time, I had a swoosh account. I don't know if a
So
lot of people
you
know
was
about
winning.
this.
That switch account, was man
Oh man, I'm getting cool
crazy.
grade 11s for $90 off Nike's employee website. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I used to have my dad used to have a homie that worked at the Nike employee store. They looked alike. He used to let my dad borrow his ID badge. My dad used to go up there and just flash the badge real fast. Go in there, get the J's, bring
And
them
come
out. I
out.
mean, come out with them. And then at this time, I was staying in Houston. You know what I'm saying? My dad was still in Memphis. He had just sent them to me, and you probably hear me talk about this in a lot of the music. Sometimes he'll be holding on to him for about 6, 7 months. So I have to become the dude that like I just bring icy pairs out like years later. And
Years later.
my homies used to be pissed, like, bro, how yo cool grades look like that, Nate? Like, bro, it's my first time wearing them. I let y'all get y'all's off. But my dad used to like this, and this was around the time the countdown packs first started coming out.
Man, the
I'm
count, hey,
getting
yo.
countdown packs for 150.
Ooh, man, I remember the
Pack,
DMP
you know what
pack,
I'm
man. The
saying?
DMP pack, dog. Man, I had a
Hey,
homie, man. Shout out to my homie. He was buying clothes before that. He didn't even know if he was gonna get them. He was buying
yeah.
outfits for that particular for that package, man. He didn't even get the sneakers though, but he had outfits lined up. That package, man, was crazy. I got the 4s and 19s, and I was in high school at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And man, that was a lot of money. They cost about damn near
310.
almost 300. Yeah,
310. Yep.
I sold the 19s to one of my homies. I sold the 19s.
For real.
So, but I wanted the 4s. That's what I wanted. I still got a pair. I still got those pair in the closet. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, them packages was crazy, dog. Like for real.
Crazy. I think the only ones that I didn't come across was the bread 4s. Man, I had the 1s, I had the 2s. I didn't have the 3s, the black cement 3s. I didn't have the bread 4s. I had the 5s, the Carmine 6s. I had the hair 7s. I had the Bugs Bunny 8s. I had the 9s. I had the Shadow 10s. I did not get the 11 and 12. That broke my heart.
Yeah, the 11, 12.
Oh my God, that broke my heart. But I had the 13s, I had the 14s, I didn't have the 15s, I had the 16s, the 17s, the 18s, the 19s.
That was a great
didn't have the 20s. I had the 21s, 22s, and of course they didn't do the 23s.
Yeah, man. That was a dope release, man. Like that whole like the 11 and 12s. I think that was the best. Like besides the DMPs, I love the DMPs, but I think the 11 and 12s, because those are two like they was basically like equal. Like, you know what I'm saying? They was equal.
They was.
Like for real. Like I wasn't selling none of those joints. The 4s and 19s is like, okay, I could do away with the 19s.
Mm-hmm.
The 4s I need, right? The 11, 12s, I need both of them. Need them, dog. So those packages, man, was on another level. Like that was a crazy time, man. And I know you mentioned the Switch account, right? And Cass was going like, if you had one of those, you was undefeated. Like one of my brother's homies he knew someone that worked at the Nike store in Memphis, and they copped the Stealth 20s when they drove all the way to Memphis and bought them joints, bro. You know what I'm saying? My brother got a pair. Both of my brothers got a pair. I didn't get a pair. I was in high school at the time, so I was like, damn. So my oldest brother's like, hey, you can rock them. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, for real? All right, hey. And he was like size, I think he was 11 at the time, 11 and a half or something, 11 and a half. And I was like, I was doing that too, Sean. Like, I'm 11 and a half, but I was getting 12s. Because my mom was like, hey, your feet gonna keep growing, so get a 12. Yep. So I was like, all right. Now I noticed I just stopped. I was like, damn, you know, I got a little extra room in these joints. You know what I'm saying? Like I might just need to go back to my original size of 11 and a half. Yeah. So, but when my brother got his Stealth 20s and I rocked them to school, bro, like I shut school down. Like the Stealth 20s was breaking necks, though. I remember seeing Fat Joe on 106 in Park. He had a Stealth 20s. He was like the first person I seen with him. And he had his legs crossed so you could see like the shoe. And I remember on Nike Talk, cats they screamed at the time. They took a picture of it and put it in the threads, and it went crazy. Like it went crazy, but I was like, I need the Stealth 20. So, but I was rocking my brother's joints to school, so he didn't care. You know what I'm saying? He was a D boy. He wasn't really into it like me and my other brother was. So I was like, hey, I don't keep them clean. I'm keep them cleaner than you got them. So, but yeah, the Stealth 20s, man, that whole cats don't know about that. If you knew someone with an employee account, dog, or worked at the Nike Nike store in Memphis, oh my goodness, man. Like for real, that was the play, dog. That was the play. That was a cheat code, man. It really was. So if you making just a little bit of money, you was able to get Jordans. You was the man. You was the man. You had the blue magic like Frank Lucas.
Real talk, man.
Real.
and I used to have them coming. Like they
Coming.
knew, like, oh yeah, Marshawn. I mean, he about to have them.
You about to
He
have.
gonna have them. All my homies knew, like, yeah, he gonna have them. He gonna pull them out eventually. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, man.
pops, man, shout out to my pops, man.
Yo,
He
shout
came
out to
through.
Pops for real. That's
He already know. He know how appreciative I am because he know
yeah.
how crazy I still go to this day. He better
Yeah,
not ever
man.
tell me he can get back in that Nike factory. I'm be like, I need you to go line up for these.
For real. Hey, go ahead and line up for these joints, man. So,
So,
man, yo, Sean, man, I just want to say thank you once again, dog, for coming on the platform, man. Everybody, make sure that you go check out Cones and Caffeine. That joint is out on all streaming platforms right now. Make sure to follow Shun Gawd as well on IG. Have access to all the latest updates, what's going on, all the real dope videos they be posting, man. And before we go, Sean, I didn't know if you want to let the people know, man, what other projects or anything else you working on right now.
yeah, man, we about to start rolling out a new EP. Hobby the Midway, man, is the name
Hobby
of
the
it.
Midway.
Yeah,
Hobby the
Hobby the
Midway.
Midway.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a new EP coming. The first single should be coming end of this month. You know what I'm saying? I ain't
Okay.
gonna put a specific date on it yet, but be expecting some new music real soon.
Okay. All right, man. Hobby the Midway, man. So definitely everyone stay locked in with that, man. And Sean, once again, man, just want to say, dog, what you've been doing, man. Been amazing. All the projects you've been dropping, man. Cones and Caffeine, Rough Drafts 2 revisions. I actually had to go back and listen to that, man, because I seen you put a 1 year post. I was like, man, let me go back and revisit that project, man, because that was a dope project, bro. I love that album, man, that you dropped. Then also, man, what you been doing, man, as far as on social media, bro, with the content creator, man, with you putting the outfits together, dog. So I love the fits, man. Love your style, dog. Like when it comes to you, shout out to my homie Vic Spencer, man. I think y'all like two of the flyest cats, man. Like for real, when it comes to the net, putting the fits together, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So shout out to you, man, for always dropping dope music, dog. Always being yourself, being authentic, man, being a pillar of the culture, bro. Appreciate you, dog.
hey, for sure, man. Appreciate you having me on, bro. Anytime too, man. For sure. Just
Yeah,
let me know.
man. Definitely, man. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Everyone stay locked in as well for the next Yo It's the Kicks next week. Peace.
Peace.